In the next 10 minutes, you'll learn a 1-minute intention routine you can use before class to shift your energy from stressed and scattered to grounded and clear, so your students feel more settled and calm from the moment they walk in. Welcome to the Voice of the Student podcast, where real student stories meet the science of well-being, energy, and learning. Hi, I'm Dr. Kelly Spence, a well-being specialist, education advocate, and author of The Voice of the Student, here to help reimagine education so that teachers are better resourced, students are truly seen, and classrooms become places where both can thrive. This space is dedicated to you, the hardworking teacher and educator, offering grounded, science-backed, energetically aware strategies to support your well-being so your classrooms can better meet and exceed the needs of your unique 21st century students. So take a breath, settle in, and let's explore how caring for your nervous system, your intention, and your energy is one of the most powerful ways to transform education from the inside out. Everything in this movement to reimagine education for both teachers and students rests on a simple truth. When we regulate the adult nervous system first, we create the conditions for adolescent brains to feel safe enough to learn, take risks, and engage more fully in the education experience. When your body is grounded and your energy is intentional, you can design a classroom that works with, not against, the teenage brain, so well-being and learning rise together. In episode 16, we talked about burnout as a nervous system response, not a personal failure. When you're constantly in fight, flight, fawn, or freeze mode, it's harder to access the parts of your brain responsible for creativity, patience, and connection. That state doesn't just impact you, it shapes the entire classroom. Adolescents are wired to scan adult faces and bodies for cues about safety. When you walk in exhausted, tightly wound, or on the edge of tears, students feel that, even if they can't or don't name it. In episode 18, we explored how intuition can help you reconnect with inner clarity in the middle of that overload. Intention is the next step. Once you have even a little clarity, intention is how you choose how you want to show up and where you want your energy to go, on purpose, not by accident. So when I say intention, I'm talking about a clear purpose or direction for how you want to be in your classroom, not just what you want to get through on the lesson plan. You can think of a goal as what you want to accomplish and an intention as how you want to show up while you accomplish it. When you set an intention for your classroom, you give the day a sense of meaning beyond just completing assignments. It becomes about personal growth, meaningful interactions, and cultivating a positive, supportive energy that everyone can feel, including you. Intention is not perfectionism. It's not, today will be calm and flawless or I failed. Intention sounds more like, today I'm going to keep returning to steadiness even when things get messy. Or, my intention is to be more curious instead of reactive today. It's also not another item on your to-do list. One clear intention can actually simplify your decisions. When you know your intention is clarity or kindness, it becomes easier to choose which battles to pick, how to phrase feedback, and when to pause instead of pushing through. And whether you realize it or not, your students feel this too. When they know the purpose behind an activity or the tone you're trying to set, they're more likely to feel connected, engaged, and secure. A shared intention builds a sense of community and a more cohesive learning environment. So I want to offer you a 1-minute intention routine you can use between classes or right before the bell. A realistic, repeatable way to choose your energy on purpose instead of letting the last period choose it for you. So you can do this standing at your door, behind your desk, or even in the hallway. Step 1. You're going to pause and notice your state. So first, stop moving for just a moment. Plant your feet securely on the floor and notice what's actually happening in your body with a quick body scan. Are your shoulders up by your ears? Is your jaw tight? Are your fists clenched? Are you still replaying something from the last class or yesterday's class? You don't have to fix it, just notice. Okay, I'm coming into this next class feeling rushed, or I'm coming in feeling flat. That awareness alone is very powerful. Then step 2, you're going to take 3 gentle breaths. So you next want to take 3 slow, gentle belly breaths, where you're consciously breathing all the way down into your belly and not just to the level of your chest. You can keep your eyes open if that feels better, or closed. On each purposeful exhale, let your shoulders drop a fraction and soften your jaw, shake out your hands. This isn't about becoming perfectly calm. It's about coming down one notch so more of your brain is online. Step 3, choose one word. Then you're going to choose one word to guide how you want to enter the next class or the beginning of your school day. It might be steady, clear, patient, curious, kind, focused, or light. There's no right or wrong word, only what feels supportive and true for this next group of students and this next block of your time. You might quietly tell yourself, my intention for this class is steady, or my intention is connection. Let that word be a simple, uncomplicated anchor for you and your students. And step 4, link your word to one concrete action. Your final step is to decide on one small behavior that will express that intention in the next 5 to 10 minutes. So if your word is steady, maybe that means starting class with a calmer, grounded routine instead of scrambling to add something new or jumping straight into a lesson right off the bat. If your word is connection, maybe it's greeting 3 students by name at the door, making eye contact, and offering a genuine smile as they come in. If your word is clarity, your action might be writing today's agenda on the board and briefly naming, here's where we're headed together today, so students' brains can relax into a predictable structure. And that's it. 1 minute. Notice, breathe, choose a word, and pick one action. You're not changing the entire system, you're choosing how you enter it. Over time, these tiny routine moments add up to a classroom that feels more grounded, predictable, regulated, and humane for both you and your students. So once this feels a little more natural for you, you can gently invite students into intention setting as well. This doesn't have to be elaborate. One simple practice is a one-word check-in at the start of class. Ask your students, what's one word you want to bring into this period? Words like focus, curiosity, patience, or calm. Students can jot it down on a sticky note in their notebooks, in a class journal, or share in a quick thumbs-up poll. At the end of class, you can offer a 1-minute reflection. You can say something like, take a moment and ask yourself, did I live my word during class today? What helped and what got in the way? You don't have to collect their answers for a grade. The goal is just to help them practice choosing how they want to show up, not just reacting to whatever the day throws at them. For group work, you might invite each group to choose a shared intention, to listen, include everyone, stay on task, or share ideas openly, and write it at the top of their paper. During share-out, they can briefly name how well they lived that intention and what they noticed both about themselves and their peers. These small routines move students from simply following directions to consciously shaping the kind of community they want to be a part of in your classroom, which is an incredible life skill you can help them develop that will benefit them far beyond just the walls of your class. So intention rarely lives on its own. It sits between intuition and imagination. Intuition helps you sense what feels aligned and what doesn't. Intention helps you decide how you want to show up in light of that clarity. And imagination helps you redesign the pieces of your day that no longer fit into something more relevant, personal, and alive. In my Teacher Wellbeing Reset mini course, Intuition, Intention, and Imagination for Teachers, we take exactly what we've talked about and go even deeper. We explore how to use intuition in a grounded way, how to build intention into your daily and weekly routines, and how to tap into imagination to redesign draining practices into something more sustainable for both you and your students. If you're craving a way to feel less like you're teaching from survival mode and more like you're teaching from your actual values, that mini course was created with you in mind. And as you head into the rest of your week, I want to leave you with a simple reflection question. If you chose just one word as your intention for how you want to enter your next class or how you want to start your school day, what would it be? And what's one small behavior that would express that word? Feel free to write it down, record it as a voice note, or share it with a trusted colleague. Or if you're comfortable, share your word and your action in the comments below so we can learn from each other. Thank you for spending this time with the voice of the student. Here, teacher well-being is not an afterthought, it's the foundation. When the adult nervous system is grounded, classrooms become safer, more human spaces where the adolescent brain can finally exhale, engage, and thrive. And if this episode on Teaching with Intention sparked ideas for your classroom or your life as an educator, Imagine what's possible with a step-by-step roadmap and a community of educators doing this work alongside you. Head over to thevoiceofthestudent.com to learn more about my foundational, self-paced, online course, The Engaged Classroom, and my shorter Teacher Wellbeing Reset mini course, Intuition, Intention, and Imagination for Teachers, both designed to help you reconnect with your nervous system, your values, and your voice, so you can create a more grounded, engaged classroom. If this episode supported you, be sure to like, subscribe, and follow The Voice of the Student and share it with one teacher friend. Together, we can elevate the teacher-student experience, one nervous system, one class, one student, one teacher, and one school at a time. Your energy, your intention, and your voice matter more than you know. Listen, innovate, educate. Thanks for listening and for all that you do. Until next time on The Voice of the Student.